HUCK Channel 7 News. I'm with Hayden Barcelo and
Rachel Hollingsworth. We are pleased to bring you our first segment of the show, Cooking with Hannah. Hannah, what are you cooking up in the kitchen today?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Today we're cooking up a plot with Huckleberry Finn. Huckleberry Finn is about a boy who is taken in by Widow Douglas and Miss Watson. They then try to teach him how to have good manners, and that just doesn't have a good taste in his mouth. He then joins Tom Sawyer's gang, and they sneak out at night until he hears that his pop has returned. Pop keeps asking for money from Huck, and then he ends up kidnapping him after asking him constantly to quit school because he doesn't want Huck to be smarter than he is. Huck then decides to stage his death after realizing the beatings are too severe when he lives with his pop. As he travels out in a raft downriver, he ends up in Jackson County, where he runs into Jim, Miss Watson's old slave. They decide to travel together. Huck keeps questioning about traveling with Jim because of how society is back then. Later on in the novel, Jim gets sold back into slavery. And later on, when they run into Tom Sawyer, they tell him that Jim was. And that's all the time we have today. Just like they always say, if you can't stand the heat, get out of the kitchen.
Oh, Hannah, you're very interesting on a level that could be comical.
now for our leading story on Huckleberry Finn. What can you tell us about this novel, Rachel?
Well, the main theme of this piece is the struggle between slavery and freedom.
This just in. The struggle of slavery seems to be not only for Jim, but for Huck, too.
That's right, Hayden. Some might think it's not as evident, but Huck actually fears a captivity of thought and behavior in which he despises, which he had with Miss Watson.
It's definitely more obvious that Jim struggles with the fear of slavery than Huck in this society.
They definitely needed that escape in society by boarding that raft. It seemed they fled their problems and turned to nature to escape the bondage of civilization.
Not only that, but there's definitely some hypocrisy in the Christianity. Why would they accept slavery when it's believed in biblical ways that everyone was equal?
I don't know, man, but stay tuned while we hear a word from our sponsors.